Hello there and welcome to Prestige Back Office. This is your introduction and training video for your new job position. Congratulations on making it this far in the recruiting process. Your job as a team member here at PBO will be to generate leads that qualify for a mortgage refinance. If you are good at this job, you will be compensated well. So as Jerry Maguire famously said, "Show me the money." There are two vital things that determine a good lead. Firstly, it must hit all of the criteria to qualify, and secondly, there has to be enough financial benefit for the customer in order for the remortgage to be worth doing. So, what are the criteria to qualify a lead? It comes down to the 3 C's: capital, collateral and credit. Capital is how much money the customer earns, collateral is how much value they have in their home, and credit is their credit score. There are other important factors. We cannot accept customers in bankruptcy or foreclosure, nor those who have missed a payment in the last 12 months. We cannot accept manufactured or mobile homes. We cannot accept condominiums. We can't accept farms or commercial properties. So, how much do we need to save the customer to make it worth refinancing? 1.25%. It is important to understand the dollar value that the rate saving represents. It is broken down like this. For a $100,000 loan, every 0.25% is $40. That means that the 1.25% represents $200. 40 times 5 is 200. So, for a $200,000 loan, the 1.25% would be a saving of $400. A $300,000 loan would be $600. Depending on which bank we are generating leads for will determine the rate that we can offer. Usually it will be between 2% and 2.25%. Most people you will speak to will be paying a rate of at least 4%. So if we are offering 2.25% and the customer is paying 4.25%, that is a 2% saving, which equates to $320 per $100,000. The minimum loan amount that we work with is $150,000. This can be achieved if the customer has a mortgage of $150,000 or more, which can include a second mortgage or equity line if there is one. The $150,000 can also be achieved with a cash-out option if there is enough equity in the property. If the customer has a $100,000 mortgage and wants a $50,000 cash-out, then we have achieved the $150,000. The maximum loan amount we offer is $424,500, although in California and Illinois the amount is $548,000. We offer 3 different loan types: conventional, FHA and VA. A conventional loan is not backed by a government agency, whereas the FHA and VA are government-backed. Most customers will have a conventional loan, and it is usually the best option if you qualify for it. FHA loans are usually for people who present a higher lending risk, such as having a lower credit score. We offer conventional loans up to 90% LTV, loan to value. So for example, if your home is worth $100,000, your mortgage is $90,000, then that would be a 90% LTV. The FHA and VA loans can go up to 95% loan to value. The conventional loan is the only one where the customer is allowed to take cash out, but the LTV cannot exceed 85% in all states and 80% in Texas. Collateral is one of the 3 C's as we mentioned earlier. The second is capital. For this we use a debt-to-income ratio. The minimum we can accept is 30%. This is annual income divided by mortgage amount times 100. Credit. The credit score that we accept will depend on the bank that we are generating leads for, but the minimum accepted amount will be between 640 and 660. For a conventional loan, FHA and VA can go as low as 620. A credit of 680 to 723 is considered good, and above 723 is excellent. Term types. This pertains to the length of the mortgage that the customer is locked into. A 30 or 20-year term is known as a better rate and term. A 15 or 10-year is known as a term only. And a 7, 5 or 3-year is an adjustable rate. If a customer has a conventional mortgage, they have a few options depending on what they want to achieve. If they want to reduce monthly payments as much as possible, then they can go back into a 30-year at the lower rate. If they want to pay off their mortgage quicker, then they could opt for a 10 or 15-year term. They also may wish to take out cash for renovations, to pay off loans, or a new home purchase. The rules for FHA are a little more strict. If the customer was in a 15-year term or a 30-year term, then they have to streamline back into that term length. So a 15 back into a 15 or a 30 back into a 30. These are the available term lengths for each loan type. If the customer is self-employed, then we require them to have been at least 2 years working within the same type of business, and they will need to have 2 years' worth of tax returns. We will need to know their average annual net income over the 2-year period to calculate the debt-to-income ratio. Hello and welcome to the Prestige Back Office login page. You will be assigned a login ID which will consist of your email address and a password. You can use these credentials to enter the PBO site. In here you will see the various banks that we are working with. We will be generating leads for these clients. As you can see here, we have Accelerate Mortgage, Leader One, and Brokers Data Incorporated. By clicking on the client, you will be taken to the application form. This is where you will find the scripts that we use, as well as the fields for inputting the relevant data that the client will need in order to convert the lead and refinance the customer. As you can see, by clicking on the fields in the form, you will see more information about the subject. Familiarize yourself with the form so that you feel comfortable using it. As you will see later, most of the important data will be pre-populated each time you receive a call. The information is pulled from the Whitel system, which is the dialing software that you will be using, and pushed into this form. It will be your job to confirm the information that we have with the customer to ensure accuracy. It is absolutely imperative that the data is correct, so you must go through each question with the customer. As the information is populated, the debt-to-income ratio and the loan-to-value ratio will be automatically calculated in the form so that you can qualify the customer. Once you know that the customer is qualified, you can ask them what they are looking to achieve: lower repayments, cash out, shorter term, etc. Once the form has been filled out, you will need to transfer the call to the loan officer. The transfer is done within the Whitel system. We will get to that later. A summary of the form can be found here at the bottom. Make sure it is all populated. You will then need to send the information from the form to the loan officer, which is done at the bottom of the form. You need to hit the Submit button and ensure that the loan officer has received the form. Welcome to the Whitel system. This is our dialing software. The software will connect you to customers while you are waiting to receive calls. Using your credentials, you can log into the system and choose the campaign that we will be dialing. When you are inside the system, you can delete the script function here, as we do not need this. While you are in pause mode, you will not receive calls, so set your status to active. The dialer will now automatically call the data inside the system in order to connect you to a customer. When the customer answers, you will see their data populate in the Whitel system. You will also see a pop-up box appear, which will be to the PBO form. Make sure your pop-up blocker is deactivated. The PBO form will pop up for the first call that you make. You just need to enlarge it, and then you will see all of the customer data inside the form. When you are back in the PBO form, you can start your pitch and fill out the application, ensuring that all the information is accurate. As mentioned before, some parts of the application will already be populated, but some things you will have to do manually. You can also refer to the script presentation here in this form. Once you have completed the application and you have determined that there is at least a 1.25% saving, and that the customer qualifies, now it's time to transfer the call. For this you will need to go back into the Whitel system and select the green transfer button on the top right. You then need to select contacts and the number will appear. Click the number to populate the box below. You will then need to click the green button below the number that says Call with Customer. This will create a three-way call once the loan officer picks up the phone. Go to the part of the application where you can select the loan officer. From the Dropbox list you need to select the loan officer that answered the phone so that they can receive the information from the form. To submit the form, click the button at the bottom of the page and confirm with the loan officer that they have received the information. You can now leave the three-way call by going back into Whitel. Congratulations on successfully transferring a lead. Now go and get another one. Show me the money.